Hey everyone, and welcome to today's deep dive. We're going up, 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 way up.
That's right. Get ready for a view from the top as we explore the world of tower crane operators.
And not just exploring by the end of this, you'll be ready to ace that job interview.
We've got the blueprints to success thanks to RoleCatcher, their career guide, interview guide. They've got it all.
Yeah, we're even going to peek into their AI tools a bit later. But first things first, RoleCatcher paints a vivid picture of what a tower crane operator actually does. It's not just levers and heights.
It's a lot more complex than people might think.
Right. You're coordinating with teams, deciphering load charts, all while literally perched on a steel giant. It's high stakes and, dare I say, pretty darn cool.
It's a unique blend of technical expertise, spatial awareness, and nerves of steel.
Okay, speaking of nerves, let's talk interviews. RoleCatcher provides some great sample questions. The first one is a classic. What motivated you to become a tower crane operator? Seems simple, but what's the strategy here?
They're looking for passion, but not just, oh, I like big machines, Dig deeper. Was it a building you saw going up? A family connection to construction? Find that personal hook.
So instead of I like heights, maybe it's my grandfather was a surveyor on dam projects. And seeing those cranes in action, I knew I wanted to be a part of that world.
Now we're talking. And you know what would really seal the deal? A follow-up question. Something like, what types of projects does your company typically handle? Large-scale infrastructure or more commercial?
Ooh, showing you've done your research, always a good move. Okay, next question. What are the primary responsibilities of a tower crane operator? Sounds like they want to make sure you know what the job even is.
Exactly. This is your chance to demonstrate a deep understanding of the role. Don't just list tasks, connect them to the bigger picture. Safely transporting materials to maintain project timelines sounds way better than moving stuff with a crane.
Right. You're not just an operator, you're a vital part of the entire construction symphony. And speaking of symphony, there's a lot of communication involved, right?
Absolutely. It's all about teamwork. RoleCatcher's career guide highlights this in their typical interactions section. Riggers, signal people, even project managers you're in constant contact.
Okay, so next question. How do you ensure you follow all safety regulations and protocols while operating a tower crane? This is a big one, right?
This is where you demonstrate your unwavering commitment to safety. Don't just say, I follow the rules. Give a specific example. Before each shift, I conduct a thorough crane inspection, checking cables for wear and tear, testing communication systems. I treat it like I'm responsible for everyone on that site.
Wow, chills. That's convincing. What about a follow-up question like, does your company utilize any specific safety training beyond the standard certifications, like simulation software or on-site hazard analysis?
Love it. Shows you're proactive and committed to continuous learning.
And speaking of learning, technology is changing rapidly. RoleCatcher's guide touches on that too. How do you stay updated?
That's question 4, right? Instead of just saying you keep up with the times, mention specifics, like, I've been reading about anti-collision systems that use radar. Some even integrate with weather data to prevent incidents. You're engaged with the tech, not just aware of it.
Good one.
Yeah.
And I bet a killer follow-up would be, does your company utilize any of these advanced systems, or are there plans to implement them in the future?
Exactly. It shows you're thinking long-term about the industry and how to be at the forefront.
Smart. Now, question 5. What would you do if you encountered a problem while operating a tower crane? Talk about a high-pressure situation. They want to know you can handle it.
They're looking for your process. Let's say a warning light indicates an overload. You wouldn't immediately know the solution, right? You'd say, first, I'd immediately stop the lift, making sure the load is stable. Then I'd check my load charts against the indicator and contact my ground crew to assess the situation before proceeding.
That sounds so calm and collected, exactly what you'd want up there. And to really show off problem-solving skills, you could add, depending on the issue, I might also consult the crane's operating manual for troubleshooting steps.
Exactly. It highlights your ability to think on your feet and utilize available resources, and it subtly reinforces your commitment to safety, which is, again, paramount in this line of work.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of safety, how about this follow-up? Does your company provide on-site access to digital copies of operating manuals? Or is there a preferred method for accessing technical information during operations?
Brilliant. It demonstrates that you're already thinking about their specific protocols and how to best integrate.
Okay, question 6. How do you manage your workload as a tower crane operator? This is about more than just handling a busy day, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's about prioritization, efficiency, and understanding your role in the bigger picture. Instead of just saying you're organized, give an example. On a project with a tight deadline, I collaborated with the site supervisor to prioritize lifts based on material availability, ensuring a smooth workflow that prevented delays.
Ooh, that's good. Shows you're thinking about the whole project, not just your corner of the sky. And hey, remember RoleCatcher's point about technology changing the field? Maybe tie that in.
Great idea. You could follow up with, I've read that some companies use project management software to streamline communication and track progress. Does your company utilize any such systems on site?
Subtle but effective. Shows you're up to date and thinking about their specific processes. Question 7. How do you ensure that you maintain good communication with the rest of the team? This feels especially crucial in such a collaborative, high-risk environment.
Couldn't agree more. Your communication skills are just as important as your technical skills in this role. You're literally the voice from above, and clear and concise instructions are vital.
So how do you really nail this answer and demonstrate those top-notch communication skills?
Share a specific example. Something like, on a recent project, we were lifting a delicate piece of equipment, and I noticed a potential obstruction. I immediately radioed the rigging crew, clearly explaining the situation and requesting they adjust the rigging point. We paused the operation, made the necessary adjustments, and completed the lift without incident.
Now that's how you communicate effectively under pressure. What a perfect example.
Okay, on to question 8. What is your approach to training and mentoring junior tower crane operators? This one feels like it's tapping into leadership qualities, even if you haven't formally mentored anyone.
You're right on. It's about your willingness to share knowledge, your patience, and your commitment to nurturing new talent. And of course, always prioritizing those high safety standards.
So how do you showcase those qualities, even without formal mentoring experience? Focus on the times you've helped others. Maybe you assisted a less experienced operator with understanding a complex load chart or shared tips on pre-operation inspections. Even something as simple as, I make a point of explaining my thought process during operations so those around me can learn from my experience, demonstrates a mentorship mindset.
That's a great point. It's about fostering a culture of learning. And to bring it back to the company, you could follow up with, does your company have a formal mentorship program? Or are there opportunities for experienced operators to participate in training new hires?
Excellent. Shows you're eager to contribute and help create a safe and skilled team. Okay, last question from the guide. How do you manage risks and make decisions in high-pressure situations? This one really gets to the core of what it takes to be a tower crane operator.
It's like the ultimate test, right? You're up there, things get hairy. How do you react?
It's all about clear thinking under pressure. This question is really testing your judgment and ability to prioritize safety, even when the clock is ticking.
Okay, so paint a picture for me. Let's say you're lifting a heavy load and suddenly the wind picks up. Not a gentle breeze, a real gust. What's your next move?
First things first, stabilize the load. Even if it means a slight delay, safety comes first. Then you assess. What's the wind speed? What direction is it coming from? And how does that line up with the crane's operating limits?
You'd have to know those limits like the back of your hand.
Absolutely. And, if necessary, you'd communicate with the ground crew to clear the area. Clear, calm, and decisive communication is key in those moments.
Wow, it's amazing how much goes into those split-second decisions.
Uh-huh.
So you're telling the interviewer all of this, emphasizing safety every step of the way. Any chance for a strong follow-up question here?
Definitely. You could ask, does your company have specific protocols for suspending operations due to unexpected weather or other safety concerns?
Subtle but powerful. It shows you're not just thinking about your own actions, but about fitting into their safety culture.
Exactly. Okay, we've tackled some tough interview questions, but before you even get to the interview, your CV needs to stand out. And that's where RoleCatcher's AI comes in.
Their AI-powered CV optimization. It's like having a secret weapon to get past those automated screening systems.
It analyzes your CV, compares it to the specific job description, and suggests ways to make it more appealing to those algorithms.
So you're more likely to land in the yes pile and get that interview in the first place.
Exactly. It's all about maximizing your chances in a competitive job market. But even with a great CV, interview prep is crucial. That's why I love that RoleCatcher offers AI feedback on your actual interview answers.
It's like having a personal coach. You practice your answers, and their AI analyzes them, gives you pointers, even suggests better phrasing.
Right. And it's all tailored to the tower crane operator role, so you know the feedback is spot on.
Okay, so we've covered Interview questions, AI tools, what else? Oh, right, RoleCatcher's Career Guide. We sprinkle in some bits about typical interactions in technology, but there's more to uncover.
Absolutely. We talked about the importance of safety and staying up to date with technology, but there's also the human element of this job. The career guide emphasizes that tower crane operators work closely with a diverse team.
Right. From riggers and signal people to project managers and even sometimes engineers, it's a real team effort.
Exactly, and communication is key.
So as you're prepping for your interview, remember those typical interactions from the guide. It'll not only help you answer questions, but also give you a better sense of the overall work environment.
And don't forget about the knowledge and learning section. It highlights the importance of continuous learning in this field. Technology is constantly evolving, safety regulations are updated, and there are always new techniques to master.
It's not just about getting certified, it's about staying at the top of your game.
Precisely.
So it's a career that keeps you on your toes. But hey, that's probably part of the appeal, right?
Absolutely. It's not for everyone, but for those who thrive in that environment, it's incredibly rewarding.
Speaking of rewarding, RoleCatcher's Guide mentions the job outlook and salary expectations for tower crane operators. Any surprises there?
The job outlook is very positive. Construction isn't going anywhere, and skilled operators are in high demand. As for salary, let's just say those views come with a pretty nice paycheck.
Music to any job seeker's ears. So, to recap, we've covered what tower crane operators do, we've tackled tough interview questions, and we've explored how RoleCatcher can be your secret weapon throughout the entire process.
From crafting a standout CV to acing those interview questions, RoleCatcher's AI-powered tools can give you a real advantage.
And don't forget the wealth of information in their career guide. It's packed with insights that go beyond the basics, giving you a true insider's perspective on the world of tower crane operators.
And with that, I think we've successfully navigated this career path from the ground up.
We've reached the summit of this deep dive. But before we sign off, one final thought for our aspiring tower crane operators out there. We talked about technical skills, safety protocols, even the mental stamina required for this job. But what about the physical demands?
An excellent point. It's not just about your mind, it's about your body, too. You're climbing, you're exposed to the elements, and it can be physically demanding work.
So, as you prepare for that interview, remember to factor in the physical aspects of the role. Make sure it aligns with your capabilities and long-term health goals.
Wise words.
And on that note, we'll lower the boom on this deep dive. Listeners, a huge thank you for joining us. We hope this episode has inspired you to reach new heights in your career journey. Be sure to check out RoleCatcher's website, sign up for a free account, and until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.